Hello, so in this video I'm going to do a comparison between 480i and 480p playing Gradius V on the PS2, and this is all going through RetroTink 5X. So I'm in OPL, there's Gradius V highlighted as you can see there. Now I normally play it, I'm going to go into configuration for GSM. Now I normally play it with these settings, HD TV 480p, which is not the standard that the game was meant to be played in, and the game itself doesn't contain any configuration for choosing between different modes or resolutions or anything. So I'm just going to temporarily put this onto the standard mode that the game would normally play in on an unmodified console. So just plain old NTSC, because this is the American version of the game. Okay, I'm going to do test changes, and that will start the game. So bear in mind, this is Gradius V in standard output 480i, going through the RetroTink 5X. So you do get pretty fuzzy, undefined borders between pixels. You can see on the writing there at the bottom. It's not looking completely clear. So yeah, it's not great. And you can see there on those effects with the jet coming out the back of the plane, and when the ship, and when the ship's flashing, you get those telltale interlacing lines. Great game indeed, but yeah, one of the annoying things about the PS2 is it's quite hard to get it looking good. On a flat panel TV, that is, of course, or on digital capture like I'm doing at the moment. It's a different story with CRTs, obviously. So I'll just play this a little bit longer. Yeah, so you see where the ship's flashing there, you're getting the telltale horizontal lines on the ship while it's flashing. So that is Gradius V and 480i. I will now go on to playing it in 480p. So here I am back in OPL. Just going to the GSM settings again for Gradius V, and just to confirm, this is how I normally have it set up. Exactly as you can see on the screen there, HD TV 480p 60Hz. Now there's one other setting of this game, or something you have to bear in mind when you want to play it in 480p. Now you have to make sure you skip any videos before they start playing, and the only video I'm aware of, and this is one at the end which I haven't seen yet, is the video that plays at the very beginning when you start the game. So it does not include the real-time cutscenes that happen in the game, because they are actual graphics, real-time graphics, so there's no problem with those. The problem only seems to occur with any videos that play in this game when you force it into 480p. Now normally there's a mode in OPL settings called mode 4 rather. See, it says at the bottom right hand corner skip videos, and I've got mode 4 off highlighted at the moment. So you would expect to be able to just put that to on to force Gradius V to skip all videos to avoid the crashing, but for some reason on this game it doesn't work. So I've tried that. So anyone looking for tips here on Gradius V 480p, skip videos, the setting in this area of OPL doesn't work, not on the version of OPL I'm on at the moment anyway. So I'll go into Gradius V. It will start with 480p forced. So here we go. Right, so the one thing you have to remember about this game playing it in forced 480p is after the second Konami logo you have to press start. This one here. I'm now pressing start repeatedly. Now, it didn't look like much on the screen, but what I did there, the fact it's just gone straight to this menu screen means that my pressing start skipped the introduction video that always plays after that second Konami logo. And if I hadn't have been pressing start there, it would have frozen on a black screen. So that is the main thing to remember. If you can remember to do that, then you're absolutely fine playing the game from this point onwards. The other thing to remember is, if you leave the game on this screen here, say, and you just leave it, now like most games, it will start going through the demos of the gameplay and stuff, and then it will try and play the video again in a couple of minutes, at which point it will freeze. So if you leave your controller, put your controller down. Right, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen now. Right, so we're going to start the game. So yeah, if you leave it on that screen for any length of time, then it will eventually freeze the game as well, so just don't do that. As soon as you want to play the game, just make sure you go straight into start game like I have now. So this is now in forced 480p. You might not be able to tell much difference at the moment, but let's look at the writing on the power up options at the bottom. It does look slightly better. Now the main thing is no horrible horizontal interlacing lines appearing at any point during the gameplay. Now the actual clarity of the pixels is still not perfect, but it is a lot better than it was in a 480i. Now I'm going to die on purpose, and as you see, no horizontal lines on my flashing ship or on the jet blast that came out the back of my ship when I restarted just there. So 480p, forcing 480p in GSM in OPL does definitely make an improvement on this game. Even though there's still a bit of a lack of definition between pixels and what have you. You can never get it looking completely pristine pixel sharp, or at least I haven't been able to anyway, on real hardware, even with the RetroTink 5X, but this is still very good. And it's still, obviously with emulation you can get pixel sharp clarity, but then especially with PS2 emulation you've got the lag to deal with. So that's the end of the demo really. I'm just going to play the game for a little while, so feel free to carry on watching. But otherwise, thanks very much. What I want to do here is get to laser. Oosh, that was close. I want to get laser, and I should be able to do the boss fairly easily. Should be able to get a couple more weapon upgrades in this section to get to laser, and even though I've only got one option, the boss will be easy to dispatch. This game's so epic, really is a sight to behold. It's easily the most epic shmup I know of, in terms of presentation, sound and music and stuff. bad for a game all the way back from 2004 on the PS2. Of course, the heritage of the game itself is the reason why it's so amazing. Lost laser now. So yes, I can confirm this is definitely not the best go I've ever had. I've been somewhat flummoxed by my demoing of the graphics and stuff. There you go. If you can get your option into the core of this boss, then you can kill him very quickly. And of course, if you've got 3 or 4 options and laser, as I would normally have if I was having a proper go on this game, then you can usually kill him extremely quickly before he gets a chance to do any of his attacks and patterns and what have you. So yeah, this game is hard as balls. I can't even get halfway through it at the moment, and I have earned 2 extra. It's a nice little reward feature there. Pretty clever idea, really. Now, double is a nice weapon for these interior stages. Having double and missiles covers your floor and ceiling quite well. Now what I really need now is a few more options. And as you can see, my favourite option type, and probably most people's, is the freeze type, so that you can lock your options in the position that you want them to stay in by holding down R1. So you can see my options currently stuck in that. Now I'm going to move it up here slightly just to give me an advantage for this stuff. Oh, he says before he dies. Yeah, another nice thing about this game is that you just start where you can loop. You probably play in that position on the top of the screen as that ship. So you can, if you look at the pixels of the ship there, you can see there is still a bit of kind of fuzz and whatever you want to call it, even in 480p. It's such an epic game. Music's fantastic. Look at that background. That background is so cool. So I was just going to say, what you want to do when you're using this freeze option type is you want to get your options stuck in a position that far away from you. See, I've got him on got my option in the core there, and I'm shooting it when he's got no chance of getting me. That's the kind of secret of this game, really, and it's all about experience. You only work out the best times and places to do these things by playing it over and over again. And you will, again, you can do it here. You can line up the cores, freeze them in position, line up the options rather, freeze them in position like that, and then stick them where the core is there, like that. So this game was co-developed by 2 or 3 different devs. Now, from what I gather, mainly developed by Treasure, but G-Rev also had a hand in it as well. Another extremely cool shmup developer that had a few awesome Dreamcast games that I can think of, like Bordered Down. And so it's Treasure, G-Rev, and I guess obviously Konami would have had some hand in it as well. How much of a hand Konami themselves had in it, I don't know. Of course, the other amazing G-Rev shmup, the one I couldn't remember the name of just now, was Under Defeat, the helicopter game. Two absolutely awesome Dreamcast shmups. And you can see a lot of similarity, especially between Bordered Down and this, in the graphical style and the music and stuff. So yeah, Treasure and G-Rev, absolute dream matchup for making a shmup. And it only happened once. Another motorbike, do some more speed. Now this boss can be a real bastard. I still haven't worked out the best way to get around him yet. So can you believe there's a boss rush this early in the game? Just goes to show you, this is still relatively easy at the moment. Ugh. You can just imagine how hard it gets on the later levels. And I haven't even seen the really later levels yet. So I dread to think how hard it's going to get later. I'll find out one day if I ever reach them. Getting my option deep into the core there. And again, I want to get my options on that core at the top there. Now the bit that makes this hard is these yellow lasers. Guided lasers, you have to learn how to deal with them, which I haven't really done yet. It's just an absolute crapshoot if I can avoid them or not. And there we go. Final boss in this little boss rush finished. So yeah, so that is Gradius V. I might make another video of this game, maybe a long play. Let me know in the comments if you're particularly interested in seeing a long play of this through the 5X in 480p. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and happy shmupping and happy gaming. Till next time, see ya.